Let us uncover the origin of romance, not as a single moment, but as a map drawn across ages and cultures. Tonight I'll guide you through a complete tutorial on how romance began, why it endures, and how you can nurture it in the everyday moments that shape a life together. This isn't just a story. It's a toolbox for hearts that want to grow closer, even when life gets crowded with errands, alarms, and ordinary fatigue. First, imagine the earliest threads that stitched people to one another. In many ancient societies, love wasn't only a feeling. It was a choice that strengthened a community. We hear of ritual unions, carefully timed introductions, and agreements that linked households, allies, and futures. In those tales, romance grew when two people learned to listen to a voice, a gesture, a shared breath, and to translate that listening into acts that mattered. As civilizations blossomed, the idea of romance shifted from a mere alliance to a language of longing. Eros lit nations like a sparkler across a night sky. Kama whispered through temple courtyards. And love poems traveled on caravans, across seas, and into city streets. The backstory of romance is a mosaic. Longing braided with obligation, curiosity braided with trust, passion braided with patience. The origin story isn't about perfect bliss. It's about the practice of choosing another person, day after day, even when life asks more of you than you expected. So how does romance begin to feel real in the modern world? The science gives us a guide without erasing the poetry. When we notice someone, the brain releases small floods of dopamine moments that feel like a spark or a dare to take a risk. Oxytocin, the cuddle chemical, grows as we lean closer, share secrets, and stay during the hard hours. These are not tricks. They're the chemistry of trust. The quiet fuel behind a smile that lasts longer than a moment. We don't live in laboratories, but biology still loves a good collaboration. Two people choosing to rehearse kindness, to be honest, to be brave enough to be seen. Now, let me lay out the 4 steps of this complete tutorial. The path romance has followed through centuries and the path you can follow today, with tenderness and realism. Step 1. Notice the ordinary and call it wonder. Romance begins when you stop skating past the way their shoulders drop when they finally feel heard. Notice also the ways you clash, because conflict is a doorway, not a dead end. The origin story loves a partnership that negotiates, recalibrates, and resumes with new trust after a stumble. In our tale, 2 neighbors, Mina and Theo, discover that a cancelled plan can become a chance to swap books, to trade cups of tea, to learn what the other night owls dream about. Their romance doesn't explode with a grand moment. It grows through shared space, listening, and choosing to stay curious. Step 2. Name the feeling and give it language. If you can name the spark, you can tend it. The ancients spoke of love as a wind you learn to sail, not a fire you feed only with sparks. In modern times, naming means saying, "I'm drawn to you," or "I'm not sure yet, but I want to explore." The backstory teaches us that romance thrives where honesty is a habit, where vulnerability is practiced daily, where gentle courage becomes a shared vocabulary. Mina and Theo try to name their feelings after a long walk that ends with a quiet sunset and a question. Would you want to try this again tomorrow? It's small, but it anchors a new habit, talking about tomorrow as a shared promise. Step 3. Build rituals that weather the weather. Rituals aren't empty routines, they're structural love. The origin of romance shows us that couples who build rituals endure because rituals create predictability in a world that's unpredictable. A ritual could be a Sunday walk, a morning coffee ritual, a note tucked into a pocket, a shared playlist for storms, or a nightly ritual to say what you appreciated most about the other day. Mina and Theo start a ritual of leaving a tiny handwritten note in the kitchen, a ritual of asking, "What would make today easier for you?" This practice weaves romance into the fabric of daily life. turning petty annoyances into opportunities for kindness, and ordinary evenings into a sanctuary of calm. Step 4. Persevere with a patient, practical vision. Romance travels far when it's not just a momentary feeling but a choice you repeat. The ancient and modern stories converge on this: love is a decision to stay, to learn, to repair, and to deepen. There will be miscommunications, long shifts, budget squeezes, and self-doubt. The crucial move is to re-engage with intention after each tension. In our tutorial world, Mina and Theo convert misread texts into clarifying conversations. They learn to pause before reacting, to reframe hurt as a signal, not a verdict. They practice asking for needs, offering support, and building a shared sense of humor about life's tiny absurdities. In time, the sparks settle into a steady light, the kind that keeps guiding you home when the day has burned bright or dim. A living example helps crystallize these ideas. Imagine a city bus, late afternoon, a shared seat, rain brushing the windows. Two strangers, Lena and Aaron, exchange a smile that feels like a small revolution. The challenge: they're both tired, both brave, both carrying stories they didn't plan to reveal that day. They begin with a practical gesture, returning a borrowed charger, offering a warm scarf, sharing a focused conversation about a book or a recipe. The romance doesn't erase the calendar's demands, it tints the calendar with new color. Each small decision to listen deeper, to offer gentleness, to choose patience, becomes a thread in a tapestry that grows brighter with time. That gradual process is the original tutorial, romance as a patient art, practiced in every ordinary moment, until the extraordinary moment arrives almost as a natural consequence. And what about the backstory that makes this possible across cultures and eras? Love begins with attraction, yes, but it's sustained by shared values, mutual support, and a willingness to adapt. It's the union of two people who choose to grow together, even when the world asks them to grow apart. It's a myth and a method, a legend told by grandmothers and a blueprint sketched by relationship coaches alike. The origin story reminds us that romance isn't a single plot twist, it's a long arc of trust, compromise, and resilience. It's the tenderness that remains after a disagreement, the forgiveness that returns after a mistake, the laughter that echoes after a long day. Now, let me return to the core message you came for: the hope that love can be found and nurtured, even in the most ordinary hours. If you're feeling wary about romance, return to the 4 steps and the everyday rituals. Look for small openings: a shared joke, a quiet moment of eye contact, a hand finding yours when the world feels heavy. Romance begins again whenever two people decide to be present, to listen, to act with kindness, and to endure the weather together. The origin isn't a single birthplace. It's a map that travels with us, etched in the nerves and voices of the people who choose to stay. The tutorial isn't finished after a single chapter. It continues in every conversation, every embrace, every patient choice to show up as the best version of love we can be. If you're telling a story of your own romance, think of it as activism of the heart. You are choosing to invest in another person's happiness, and in doing so you invest in your own. The surprising backstory of romantic love is not just about destiny. It's about daily courage, the courage to keep listening, keep hoping, and keep trying again when the day doesn't cooperate. When you bring that courage into your relationships, you're not just rekindling romance. You're building a culture where love can flourish even in queues, deadlines, and ordinary evenings turned over by rain. And isn't that a beautiful kind of wonder to live out loud? So here's your final invitation: notice the small moments, name your feelings, design rituals that feel like a warm space you both share, and persevere with a practical, everyday grace. This is the full tutorial on the origin of romance, the backstory that makes sense in your life today, and the promise that even now, A remarkable love story might be growing just beneath the surface of your ordinary day. If Mina and Theo can discover a lifelong ease in the everyday, perhaps you can too. The journey is yours to begin, one quiet